It usually starts with something so small you barely register it. Maybe you visit your parents' house and notice the mail is piling up on the counter, or you open the refrigerator and see milk that expired 2 weeks ago. Maybe during a conversation, your mother or your father ask you the exact same question 3 times in a 10-minute span. Or you notice your father, who used to be so steady on his feet, holding on to walls as he walks down the hallway. And then it happens. The moment that changes everything. It might be a late night phone call from the ER room, or it might be a bad fall in the shower, or it might just be the quiet, heartbreaking realization that the person who spent their entire life protecting you can no longer protect themselves. In that exact moment, an invisible shift occurs. You stop being just the child and you become the caregiver.
Welcome to the walkthrough.
If you are standing at this crossroads right now, or if you've already stepped into the exhausting, overwhelming world of elder care, I want you to take a deep, steadying breath. What you are choosing to do is one of the most beautiful, most noble acts of love a human being can perform. But let's be entirely honest with each other today. It's also one of the hardest, most emotionally taxing, and financially draining journeys you will ever take. The system doesn't give you a manual. You're expected to instantly know how to be a nurse, how to be a financial advisor, a pharmacist, and a legal expert, all while grieving the slow loss of the parent you once knew. Today, we aren't going to talk about the idealized, glossy version of caregiving. We're going to talk about the raw reality. I'm going to share what every family must know before bringing an elderly parent home. You need to know the hidden traps that tear families apart and the exact steps you need to take to protect their dignity, their health, and your own sanity. The very first thing no one warns you about is the intense emotional collision that happens under your roof. It is called role reversal and it hurts. For 30, 40, or 50 years, this person was the authority figure. They wiped your tears, they paid the bills, made the decisions, and served as your emotional anchor. Now, suddenly, you are checking their skin for bed sores, managing their bathroom schedule, and telling them they can no longer drive. This creates a profound psychological friction. Your parent isn't just fighting you, they're fighting for their fading independence. They're terrified of becoming a burden when they snap at you, when they refuse to take their medication, or when they resist taking a bath. They aren't trying to make your life miserable. They're crying out because they feel their control over their own life slipping away. And then there is the silent companion of every caregiver. It's called ambiguous grief. This is a unique type of mourning because the person is still physically here, but the parent you knew, the one you could call for advice, the one who cooked the holiday meals, well, he or she is slowly disappearing. And you're grieving them while they are sitting right in front of you. If you don't recognize this grief for what it is, it transforms into anger. You will find yourself snapping at them and then staying awake until 3 a.m., consumed by a suffocating blanket of guilt. Hear me clearly. Feeling frustrated does not make you a bad son or daughter. It makes you human. To survive this, you must separate the disease from the person. It is not your parent being difficult. It is the dementia. It's the chronic pain or the stroke that's speaking. Shift your mindset from trying to force them back into the parent role and instead meet them exactly where they are today. Knowing the enormity of your journey, it's important to admit that you can't handle this alone and you can't manage this journey by flying by the seat of your pants. See, when a crisis hits, your adrenaline spikes, your emotions take over, and your memory will fail you. And that's exactly why I spent months putting together the Patient Protection Blueprint. This is a comprehensive, step-by-step digital guide designed to act as your external brain when you are too exhausted to think. Do not wait until you are in the middle of a midnight medical emergency to figure this out. Click the link in the description below right now and download your copy of the Patient Protection Blueprint. Keep it on your phone, print it out, and let it be your shield. Let's talk about the cold, hard medical reality of bringing a parent home. Our healthcare system is not built for chronic, complex elder care. It is built for speed. When you take your parent to a clinic, the doctor has a maximum of 10 to 15 minutes to look at a patient who might have congestive heart failure, type 2 diabetes, and early stage Alzheimer's all at the same time. And if you walk into that room unprepared, information evaporates, and your parent will be a victim of a broken system. To keep them safe at home, you have to claim a new title called the historian. See, doctors see your parent for a fraction of an hour. You see them for 24 hours a day. You are the only person who knows their baseline. You know that when your dad is suddenly confused on a Tuesday morning, it's not just his dementia progressing. It's likely a UTI or a urinary tract infection, which presents as a sudden delirium in the elderly. To master or dominate that 15-minute window with the doctor, you must implement what I call the 3-question protocol. First, provide a one-page summary. Never hand a doctor a messy folder of loose papers. Give them a single page listing every current medication, their exact baseline vitals, and the top 3 changes you've noticed at home. Second, assume the scribe role. Your parent cannot accurately advocate for themselves or remember the clinical plan. Your primary job in that room is not to talk. It is to write down every single word the doctor says. Third, ask the guardrail question. Before the doctor leaves the room, look them in the eye and say, "Doctor, we want to ensure total compliance with your plan at home. What is the single most critical warning sign we need to watch for this week? And at what exact metric do we call your office versus going straight to the ER?" When you ask that question, you force the medical system to give you clear, actionable safety parameters so you aren't guessing in the dark at midnight. Managing multiple specialists, tracking changing vitals, and ensuring a safe transition from a hospital discharge to your spare bedroom is an absolute minefield. One medication mistake, a double dose of a blood thinner, or an omitted blood pressure pill can put your parent right back into the ICU. And that's exactly why I built a specialized, highly critical chapter inside the Patient Protection Blueprint that is completely dedicated to the safe home care discharge. It features an advanced medication reconciliation log to prevent dangerous drug interactions. It also includes a daily clinical log to track sleep, pain, and cognitive baselines, and a step-by-step home safety audit to eliminate hidden, fail, or fall hazards before your parent steps through your front door. Don't wait until you're staring at 10 different prescription bottles, trying to remember what the discharge nurse told you, or other issues. Stop this video, click the link below, and secure the Patient Protection Blueprint right now to build an unbreakable wall of safety around your parents' health. So let's step into the room that tears more families apart than almost anything else: finances and legal authority. Too many families wait until a major crisis like a stroke that leaves a parent unable to speak to look for the legal keys. By then, it's tragically too late. If your parent lacks the cognitive capacity to sign a document, You face an agonizing, expensive, and public court battle. And what's it for? It's to win guardianship, or just to pay their bills with their own money. Long before you bring your parent home, you must have an open, brutally honest family meeting. You need three foundational legal documents executed, and they need to be executed immediately while your parent is still legally competent. The first one is called the Durable Financial Power of Attorney. This grants you or a trusted sibling the legal right to manage the parent's bank accounts, pay their mortgage, process their Social Security payments, and protect their assets. The second document is a durable healthcare power of attorney. This designates exactly who makes medical decisions when your parent cannot speak for themselves. The third document is called a living will or an advance directive. This outlines exactly what your parent wants regarding life prolonging measures. Do they want a feeding tube? Do they want a ventilator? Having this written down removes the agonizing guilt from your shoulders because you aren't making the decisions. You are simply honoring their written wishes. And let's talk about the money. Home care is astronomically expensive, and long term facility care can drain a lifetime of savings in a matter of months. Many families mistakenly assume that Medicare pays for long term home health aides or assisted living. It does not. Medicare only pays for short term, skilled rehabilitative care. If you are trying to protect your parents' assets like their home so they can qualify for Medicaid to cover long term care costs, you must look out for the Medicaid 5-Year Look-Back Rule. The government will audit every financial transaction, every asset transfer or property sale your parent made over the last 60 months. If you transferred their house to your name last year to protect it, Medicaid will penalize them, leaving you to foot a massive bill completely out of pocket. You must consult an elder law attorney in your specific state immediately to navigate asset protection legally. Do not guess with the IRS and do not guess with Medicaid. I want to stop talking about logistics for a moment. I want to look through the lens of this camera right into your eyes and speak directly to your soul. Let's talk about you. When you choose to care for an elderly parent at home, there's a very real danger that you will become the silent casualty of this journey. It is a statistical reality that a shocking percentage of family caregivers, particularly those caring for a spouse or parent with advanced dementia, actually become chronically ill or pass away before the person they are caring for. Why? Because caregiver burnout is not just feeling tired. It is a profound systemic collapse of your physical, emotional, and mental health. You try to do it all. You work a full-time job, you raise your own children, you clean your parents' house, you manage their doctors, and you sleep with one ear open, listening for the sound of them falling in the hallway. You stop exercising, you eat poorly, you isolate yourself from your friends because you feel guilty leaving the house for 2 hours to have lunch. And then the resentment builds. It builds against your parent and it builds against your siblings. Let me predict something that happens in almost every family. The work is rarely divided equally. There's usually one sibling, the one who lives closest, or the one who is deemed the responsible one, who bears 95% of the daily burden. The other siblings view the situation from afar. They visit once or twice a year for a holiday, look around for an hour and tell you, oh, mom looks fine, or you're overreacting, or worse, they criticize how you are managing things. And this triggers a deep, toxic sibling warfare that can destroy family bonds forever. If you want to survive this, you must realize that self-care is not selfish. It is a tactical survival skill. If you collapse, who takes care of them? You have to build a care team. You must hold a family meeting and explicitly delegate tasks. If a sibling cannot provide physical care, they must contribute financially to hire a professional respite care worker for a weekend so you can rest. You must give yourself permission to step away. You must trade your perfectionism for peace. Understand something. Bringing an elderly parent home to care for them is a heavy burden, but it's also a sacred one. It's an opportunity to repay a debt of love that cannot be calculated in dollars and cents. It's a chance to show your own children what unconditional love and family loyalty actually look like in practice. You don't need a medical degree and you don't need to be perfect to do this right. By educating yourself like you're doing right now, organizing your legal and financial lifelines, and standing firm as an unyielding medical advocate, protecting your own mental health, you could drastically alter the final chapters of your parents' life. You can ensure that their final years are wrapped in dignity, comfort, and the profound knowledge that they are deeply loved. You are fully capable of navigating this system. You're stronger than you think, and you do not have to walk this path entirely alone. If you want to walk into this next chapter of your life feeling completely organized, legally protected, emotionally prepared, and fully confident that you are providing the absolute safest care possible for your parent, click on that link below in the description right now. Do it right now and download the Patient Protection Blueprint. It is the most vital step you can take today to buy yourself invaluable peace of mind for tomorrow. If this message has touched your heart or gave you clarity that you desperately needed today, please hit that like and subscribe button and send this video to someone who needs it. Send it to someone who may be an exhausted caregiver who is sitting in their car weeping right now, feeling completely unseen. Let them know we see you. Leave a comment below sharing your own caregiving journey. Tell us your parent's name. Tell us what you're struggling with and how we can help. Because we're building a community of advocates right now, right here, and your voice matters. One more thing. We received a lot of feedback from individuals requesting courses to help them with their advocacy. They're asking for consultation for different needs related to patient advocacy. Some just want a person to coach them through their journey in protecting themselves or their loved ones. Um, if you are that person or if you need help, we're launching online courses and group cohorts, as well as one-on-one consultations for those who need it. We just need to know what needs or what areas you need help in and how we can assist you in what you need as it relates to your journey. So if you need that help, just put your name or put me in the comments below. You can also email us at selfadvocate247@thewalkthrough.org or thewalkthroughp234@gmail.com. Thank you for watching. Thank you for loving your family so fiercely. And remember, you are their best protector. I'll see you in the next video. Blessings.